know we've talked a little bit about the Monell Center throughout this conversation, but now I specifically want to ask you about what the Monell Chemical Science Center is.
Okay, so the best way I can describe it is it's a group of people who think that understanding smell and taste and chemesthesis is the most important thing to do in science. We do have buildings, but when I think of Monell, I think of all the scientists, all the technicians and science personnel that have come through my life over 30 years and that I've been introduced to and been able to work alongside. People who really have been at the forefront of understanding the basic biology and physiology of smell and taste and the ability to experience spices. And more importantly, not only the basic biology, but how that gets translated, how it affects our health, our appetite, our everyday experience, our mood. And all of those things are vitally important when you think about how the sense of smell and taste and chemesthesis reaches everything that we do all day long. I mean, if we're breathing and we have a sense of smell, we are experiencing the olfactory world with every breath. And I think Monell has really existed for 55 years now as the only scientific institute that's devoted to studying these systems, because over time, people have realized just how valuable it is to understand them and all the implications of when they work and when they don't.
And what types of research or achievements has the Monell Center made in the last 55 years?
Well,
I'm sure
I
there are
mean,
many, but just to name a few.
everything from identifying receptors for bitter taste and, all sorts of things in the basic biology and physiology. But, we're also doing important work in understanding, the chemical world around us. Our former director was instrumental in identifying a compound in olive oil called which was named oleocanthal, which is a natural anti-inflammatory. And the way he did it is because the experience of this olive oil was actually triggered the same sensation in the back of the throat as he did when he experienced ibuprofen in a different study. And so he put those two things together and they isolated this compound, which is probably not only anti-inflammatory, it's being investigated for cancer treatments and all sorts of things. So that's a wonderful example of how a sensory system could lead you to the identification of, a chemical in a complex mixture that has existed forever, but wasn't unknown until someone put the sensory cues together. And of course, we do a lot of work. We have a lot of people working on appetite and how the brain and the gut work together to, when we smell or taste something, we start pre-processing that food before we've even put it in our mouth. And understanding all of that is vitally important to understanding how we're going to digest and metabolize nutrition. And so there's so many areas that our basic field touches that it's actually, we could hire another 100 people and we still wouldn't run out of questions to ask and answer.
It's so fun. I also just love that you're just a group of people that think this is important. I mean, we need that.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,